Howdy, y'all. This is Michael with Mikey Does Outdoors coming to you from Arizona with a video of Old Fort Bowie. It's a hike, a mile and a half hike there and back, and it's a pretty good hike. I mean, going there is a few ups and downs. Coming back, it's quite a few ups and then straight and some downs, and so it's not a bad hike. And after that, I showed just a few little clips of the Chiricahuas, the mountains over there. They have a national park and monument, and it's a pretty neat place. But there was snow on the ground and snow on the trails and snow on the roads even. So I didn't do the hikes or that kind of stuff. But I got a few photos, and you can kind of see what it's like. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. This is my campsite. I camped out at a place called Mountain View RV Park in Bowie, Arizona. It was a great place. Nice people, great place to stay. Full amenities for approximately $20 a night. Then you get a discount, so it actually ended up being about $17 a night. And it has those views of these mountains all around it, so it's a pretty neat place. I took a picture of this because I'd never seen an entire hillside full of prickly pear before, but there it is, right there in front of us. These are some signs. I've decided to go over to Fort Bowie, and you have to do a hike. So I took some. They have a little vault toilet at the trailhead, so you can take care of business and read all the signs. There's warning signs about various things that you need to read, probably and listen to. We have a parking in there, and then there's a trail that says 1.5 miles in one direction. 1.5 miles, you have to hike there and back. And so they have all kinds of signs here with information about what you're seeing, and so you can understand what it is. I mean, this is pretty neat, I think, because otherwise you'll be seeing something and you won't even know what it is. You'll just wonder, oh, I wonder what that was. But now they've got it all documented there, so you can see it. All kinds of cool plants. I know these are all over out here, but where I'm from, you don't get to see that stuff. They have signs right in front of some of the plants, so you'll understand what they are. I mean, because that's a sagebrush right there. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, and all kinds of wonderful scenery around. I mean, you can't beat the scenery. Just for miles and miles. And then they are nice enough to tell you that you've been a half a mile so far. So, I don't know if you see that as good or bad, but they have signs. Most places have good signs where you can see which way to go. See another good, cool plant. I thought that was really cool. Another sign. I mean, they give you all kinds of good information through here. And some of it is in a neat place because you can stop and take a short break if you want to. More plants. I thought that tree was neat. And then there's also some benches under there because this was around one of those historical places. I think it might have been the stage station. Then they had a cemetery here. And I saw I'd give you the little photos, and then now we're going to take the hike. And I'm going to start off and show you the hike, and then I'm going to fast forward through most of it. Because I want you to see it, but I don't want you to be bored with it, you know. So, and you meet all kinds of wonderful people here. I'll have to pause in a minute and let them. There's 3 ladies about to start off, and real nice folks. And I got there early. I'm an early bird. I'd rather get up early and get stuff done, and then you have the afternoon to relax, right? And I take this cell phone out and take a picture here and there, just because I forgot to do that sometimes, and it's good to have those photos put up on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm pausing there for a second anyway, letting the ladies get going. And now we're going down the trail. Yeah. See, the trail there, it's got down. This is going down. You got some ups, and it's just got a lot of flatness to it. It's not a super difficult trail, but it is a mile and a half of trail. I mean, you got to understand. Take water with you, you know. And this is a cool little stone bridge they built across this part of the creek. We'll stop here, and I'll pop up a couple photos of that same look here, so you can see it in a little better detail. And one of these go through 2 or 3 of these, and one of these is where the wagon train used to go through. And some of it goes uphill. They have the stair steps. And they put the logs there. It is dual purpose. It helps with each step, and it prevents corrosion and erosion. Excuse me, not corrosion. But anyway, those front logs actually, it was so cold that morning they still had frost on them. Here's another sign. Give you some more good information about this shack here. Fire miner shack. You know, and I mean, just it takes some effort to do this. I appreciate the effort, you know. And it's a nice little hike. I mean, this is not a bad little deal. So I think this might have been the wagon train, but over the stagecoach trail. And they also took other wagons up, the Butterfield line went through here. And see, there's my water bottle. That's a cool little water bottle. The cover it was the first thing I ever saw with the thermal barrier built into it. You can put water in there that's cold, and it'll stay cold for hours and hours. And this is the right size. You can actually get a 1 liter or a 1 quart bottle of water and slip into the cover if you wanted to. I've done it before. And it'll stay cold for hours. I mean, it doesn't matter how hot it is outside, it stays good and cold in there. More steps. You see, this frost is turning into water. You see a few wet spots on the ground. We'll see more later, probably. And I can't walk this fast, so I don't think I'm walking fast. This is sped up a good bit. And I'm going to make you do the whole thing, because I'll slow it down every once in a while. I'll stop for a minute and take a photograph with the other camera. And the one you're seeing me do the hike with is a GoPro Hero 6. I'll put it on a chest rig and just go. Batteries last about an hour. But stop every once in a while, take a few photos with the cell phone. It's pretty country. I mean, it is different than what I'm used to seeing around the Texas Panhandle area, South Plains area. More stuff, more information. I mean, this is super fascinating kind of stuff to me. I'm not a history buff, but I like to know. I like to see what I just try to somehow attempt to imagine yourself back in those days, you know. I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I'm in the modern day with the modern conveniences and all the fun stuff, but just imagine what it could have been like back then. And this whole area was just wide open. I mean, I went down to Tombstone the other day, and that's an eye-opener when you hear them talk about the history of Tombstone. Unbelievable. To some degree, you know. And they had this cool cemetery still sitting here, so I'd give you a little brief look at it. They had the headstones you could read, you know, and check. They have another sign here. Believe it or not, I don't walk that fast either. I slowed this down a little bit to give you a little better view of things, but I'm a slow walker. Always have been, probably always will be. If I've been hiking with other people, they usually run off pretty good and leave me. That's just fine. Unless we're in a spot that could have some dangerous stuff, maybe. I'm not hiking a marathon. I'm not trying to prove any points. I'm doing it to go see stuff and to get some exercise, because it's great exercise. I think by the time I was done with this whole hike, I probably worked my entire lower body very nicely. I hadn't been doing as much in a few days, a few weeks, months, a couple months, I guess. And so I felt this for a couple days. You'll see why in a little bit. This part was part of it, because it's a mile and a half. I mean, and you're up and down. You saw me going up the steps and stuff. Slow it down here until we get back on the trail, and then we'll speed it back up. Yeah, see? Somebody's putting in a lot of work to take care of all this stuff. Here we go, getting back on the trail. See some more great scenery. And we skipped over. We're going up to the actual fort here. Grab some photos. And this little building here kind of fascinated me, but it's called the Powder Magazine. And I'm guessing that's where they stored their powder and everything for their guns and cannons and everything they needed powder for, you know. Because it was a fort, they had weapons, you know. And you don't store that stuff right next to your living quarters. Unless you want trouble. Going up there and you can see the visitor center up there to the left. It's a nice place, and they do have restrooms and stuff there for you. Good place to stop and rest before you head back. And there's the fort. I didn't go around each building like I have on some of the others, because you can't really see the building. It's mostly just the ruins, I guess you'd say, or leftover the foundations in various parts. You know, but they do have it. And they have it all in the signs so you can read what it was and what went on, you know. It's phenomenal. Matter of fact, what's really interesting about this fort is they had a steam engine, and they figured out how to pump water into different levels, and then they had running water, including flush toilets. And this is long before many people had anything like that. And there's a picture of the visitor center. There's a picture from up above. There's a picture of the cannon. And then there's a photo of, this is a picture of what the fort used to look like. And now we're heading back. It said this is the return trail. You can go back the same way, but it said return trail, and they all said this was the preferred way. Another sign telling you about stuff, you know. But this one is uphill for a while. This one, you really get your legs a workout on this one. This return trail is not easier. It's not shorter. It's just different. And the first part of it is uphill. But I tell you, it was good to stop a few minutes before we started this. And those three ladies I told you about earlier, one of them up and gave me a small, I think they called it a tangelo, and a tangerine or orange, or maybe a crocker fruit, I don't know, while I was there. And that flat hit the spot. I'm gonna have to keep carrying some of those with me when I go doing hikes, because that was just right. And I was surely appreciated them doing that, sharing with me. But you know, that's what it is. You know, everywhere I go, I meet some of the best people. That's not what we see on the news, but that's what I think. You know, other than some elitist up above us, we have some great people in this country, in this nation, and we should all try to treat each other nicely. And that's what they were doing. They were nice, very nice to them. But everybody I've met along the way. Boy, and that sky looks so blue. I don't have any kind of filters on the lens. I don't put filters on it. I just cleaned it all up so it looked good, you know. And I had to take extra battery. And the good thing I did, because right before I got to that visitor center, right as I turned it up there before I go, the first one went dead. So while I was sitting there enjoying my orange and stuff, or changed a little whatever it was, I changed the battery out. And the camera's got to get a little rest while we're up there. So. Could have a good camera backpack, this really good one that I use to take sometimes. That way I have all of the extra stuff with me. I don't take it as much these days because I usually have one camera strapped to me, another in my hands, and the one I have currently doesn't have interchangeable lenses, so I have to carry extra lenses with me. This is uphill. It's just a good. If you could hear the audio from this, you'd hear me huffing and puffing, just like I told you several times. You know, in videos I've done, I'm huffing and puffing. Of course, even if I was in pretty good shape, I'd probably be huffing and puffing a little bit, just because this was a climb. Of course, some of the ladies before me, especially they had a younger person with them, and I think she was just killing it. I mean, they left me far behind. But they weren't stopping and getting photos and stuff. They were just hiking and talking. And there's a bench up at the top that you can stop and rest at. Because I'm almost up there, I think. My feet were barking, dogs were barking, and my calves were twitching, and my legs were done when I got through with this. That's why I'm going to show you at the end of this some footage or some pictures of the Chiricahuas, and had I not been so wore out, I would have done a little hiking around there, but I just couldn't do it. And it had snow on the ground. I didn't want to do it. Here's the bench at the top. It's kind of funny. I got up there, the little three ladies were up there just right before me, and they left, and we talked about it, and they said, well, remember one thing, now it's all downhill from here. So, and it was. That didn't mean it was easy necessarily, but it wasn't hard, but it wasn't just, insanely easy. Slow it down. Until I give you a good look at what it's like from the top. Phenomenal views. I mean, you can see all kinds of stuff. Long distances. Because there are reasons they pick places, and that's because you put a look at it some of these places, and they can see long enough that will give you a good warning before anything gets to you and cause problems. So we're going to speed it back up. Go back down the hillside now. It just starts off kind of like that. Then it gets to just mainly a dirt trail, and you have to watch a little bit because it gets a little muddy. They had a little snow melt going on here. Because a couple weeks earlier they had lots of rain, and the upper elevation had snow. The place or two was a little soupy, but it wasn't bad because it's really sandy and it's stolen, and it doesn't really cause a big problem when it's wet for just walking through there like that. But it's not too bad. You even have benches along the way. You can stop and rest. Sometimes they're underneath the shade tree. Sometimes they're out here. They usually when they have one, they have a bench like this. Then they have a piece of information for you to see. So these people planned this out good, and they did a good job with it. And look at that view out there. I mean, that's just phenomenal. Cool to sit there and see that. You know, you'd have a good view. You can sit there in the shade in the summertime and just stop for a few minutes and see the view. And it might be actually be green and even prettier in the summertime. Prickly pear everywhere you go. You have some trees and all kinds of interesting stuff. Now, this is where we go to the Chiricahuas. I went there just for a little bit, and I didn't do the hiking trail, but I wanted to show you it. You know, and this is a neat place too. I need to go back when it's a little warmer, not so much snow in there. And this is a visitor center over there. They have a little bit of a museum and everything, information about the place. But this is what you go to see. Because you know the mountains in different places are put together differently. And these, when it's eroding away, it has columns, and it's just fascinating to see. You know, and the columns stay standing there. I mean, look at them. They're different colors, but they're still just interesting. I love to see stuff and the way the different places are put together. It's just neat, I think. And they got more information up there. And they have lots of hiking trails. I didn't do any of them just because you see that snow. There's still snow on the hillsides and snow on the road. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun to go do and see. And I'd recommend you coming to Arizona and go and take a look at it if you can. If you can, hopefully I gave you enough of a look at it. And I'll probably be back around at some point to do some chapter 2s on at least the Chiricahuas. Because that's a neat place. It was too snowy and it wasn't too cold really, but the snow was everywhere, and I just decided that would be better off not doing that. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. I'll try to put the button to make it easier for you to go and subscribe right about here. And if you'd hit like, I'd appreciate it. I could sure use the support. Thank you.